I think you've got some questions, haven't you? You know a question?
You'd rather I didn't move too much, wouldn't you? Where are you friend?
I'm friend.
Right, so just a little. But not in that plane.
Okay.
There you are.
Hold my microphone. What was your first convention like?
My first convention was in Miami, in Florida. I was asked by John Nathan Turner before I'd really even started work on the show. I mean, I'd done the regeneration. That's about it. I hadn't done anything else. And John Nathan Turner was going over to a convention, and they'd invited me to go along as well. And he said, would I like to go with him? I said, but I have nothing to talk about yet. He said, still you'd find it interesting, and they certainly would. So I went over to Miami with John Nathan Turner and received an extraordinary welcome. I suppose, now that I'm aware what fandom's about, their curiosity about the new guy playing the Doctor must have been fairly overwhelming, and to be the first to have it gratified must have been quite something for them. But I was able to hold my own in the various chat sessions when they asked me what I was going to do, and I said I hadn't got a clue. We had a couple of very pleasant days there. Thereafter I went to Columbus, Ohio. That was my second one. And I think I'd done some of the show by then, so I knew what to expect from a convention, and B, I had something to talk about, which is quite important when you go to these things. When I said to people who were wearing scarves, you mean?
Exactly.
Yes, I got a trifle misunderstood because of that. You see, I assumed that I always assumed that other people's sense of humour is similar to my own, which is a little anarchic and, I don't know, maybe provocative. And people were wearing scarves all over the place. And I said, I refuse to talk to anybody who's wearing a scarf. Remove your scarf before you talk to me. I thought that was quite amusing. And I think some of them did as well, but one or two took vast umbrage and thought this new guy playing the Doctor is a real... I'll allow you to fill in the word. And I didn't see why, for a while, I should pander to their lack of humour. So I carried on doing it. I used to insult the others as well. And indeed, there's a kind of tradition grown up that Troughton and Pertwee and myself all have a severe go at each other when we're doing conventions. I insult the old men and they insult Miss Piggy, as they call me, and things like that. Now we have a bit of fun. But sometimes the fans, they're very, very particular about their own favourite Doctor, and they won't brook any kind of criticism at all. The very first one I went to, I said to John, what should I say? He said, you'll think of something. And what I said was, William Hartnell was the Doctor, Patrick Troughton was the Doctor, John Pertwee was the Doctor, Tom Baker was the Doctor, Peter Davison was the Doctor, but I am the Doctor. Which I thought had a kind of Sixth Doctor vaingloriousness to it. And it got a very good response. I think a lot of people found it to be very doctorish. But there were one or two who regarded it as a slap to the face of their beloved Doctor. The only thing I really bring back is confidence. Because obviously the way I play the part is the way I play the part. And meeting with fans isn't going to influence that. And it would be wrong of me if it did, because we are producing something in the hope that people will like it, certainly. But I think if you try and get kind of committee decision of how you should play the part, then you'd end up pleasing nobody. The more people you try and please, in the end, the more kind of anodyne the performance becomes. But yes, I do come back with confidence, because I have a lot of people who care about the programme, are kind enough to say that they like my performance, and that kind of reinvigorates you. And I certainly, after the disappointment of the cancellation of the season that was cancelled 2 years ago, certainly to come back and over here and find that the fans are still as strong and devoted as ever does renew you with vigour to go back and make more programmes for them. When I was doing 26 episodes the first season, it took kind of 9 months of the year, so there wasn't a lot of time to do anything else. But now, alas, the episode content's been, of each year has been reduced to 14, so we make 14 half-hour episodes, which means I'm busy from March till the end of August. So I've darn well got to find something else to do from August through till March again, because that's a long time, like about 7 months. And I've got a few things to like. I come over here for a start. It does mean that this year I'll be able to come to the TARDIS Con, whatever it's called, convention. What is it called? TARDIS 23 or something? Or whatever. The one in November in Chicago. I'll be able to come to that without having to rush from rehearsals, get on an aeroplane, rush back, get off an aeroplane, go straight to rehearsals again. I'll be able to come the day before and have a night's sleep before I face the throng. Because these conventions are very tiring for the artists. I know the fans get tired as well because they travel vast distances by car, but you are the focus of those 2,000-3,000 people's attention, and it's very draining. It's like a kind of ray that saps your strength. It's work. It's very hard work, and keeping a smile on your face for 14 hours is sometimes very hard. I mean, I invite you all to try it, and sometimes when you're kind of relaxed for a second and you walk around a corner and there's a fan in the corridor that says, "Smile, Mr. Baker," you want to kill him. But that's a pure quirk of fate. Kind of when you're on, and that's it. That's what you're there for. He's looking at his questions.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing right now.
I saw Blake 7 last night. And,
Babe the Butcher.
and the ladies that brought you up were telling me an anecdote that some of the reaction that you got after being in that role. Do you recall what happened?
No.
They told me that.
What was the anecdote?
They told me that you got out of a car and that somebody who had seen the program was so.
There you see. Now that's how stories get twisted. That was an entirely different program. I did a series called The Brothers in Britain many years ago, which I did for about 5 years, and I was playing a kind of JR character, a guy called Paul Merrily. And in fact, the series had the popularity that Dallas does now in Britain, because Dallas is very popular in Britain. But it was The Brothers from kind of 71 to 76. And the character I played was really obnoxious. I mean, he connived and cheated and lied and succeeded, which is the thing they didn't like. And indeed, yes, I was physically attacked on many occasions, and the guy did get out of a car and thump me once because I was Paul Merrily. But Babe the Berserker didn't have that kind of reaction. It was only one episode of a season that I wouldn't expect it to. Oh no, I think it's very typical. I don't know whether it happens in America. I'm sure it does. I mean, the kind of devoted obsession that Gracelands have because Elvis Presley lived there and all that. I mean, it's the same phenomenon. The only difference is that we're talking about fiction. The soaps have a kind of key into the home of millions of people. And for some of them, the only contact they have with any kind of living, breathing world is that imaginary world in that square box in the corner of their room. So it's hardly surprising they get kind of involved in it. And a lot of the fans of Doctor Who feel that way about that programme too. I don't think that's any bad thing.
Yeah.
I think the difference between the fandom in the two countries is that the American fandom is direct. I mean, Americans go to conventions to talk about their love, whereas in Britain it's a thing you have privately in your own home. It's a very secret love you have for your TV star. You write them letters. You wouldn't actually, you probably wouldn't approach them in the street at all. I mean, that guy was a one-off, and there are one-off goofballs in any country. But in the main, fandom in Britain is much more low-key. The conventions, the fan conventions they do have, they're 80% of the time they'll be criticising you because they don't want to appear to be in any way in awe of you. So it's quite an ordeal in some British fan conventions because they ask very pertinent questions and they stand up and make criticisms. I did not like the way you acted that scene. I thought it was not very good and things like that. I wonder sometimes why we go to them. And they're very jealous of the American fans because we come over here a lot. But it's hardly surprising when you consider A, that it's a chance to see America, B, the fans over here actually love us and tell us so and give us presents and are very nice to us. That's lovely. You don't get a lot of that in Britain. So where would you go? Yeah, I do read a lot of what would generically be called science fiction, I suppose. I'm probably more reading these days the sort of stuff one would call fantasy, rather than the kind of high tech sort of sci-fi stuff. The authors I particularly like are Frank Herbert. Who doesn't? Ursula Le Guin and Anne McCaffrey. I really enjoyed the Thomas Covenant books. I thought they had an amazing quality of combination of extraordinary imagination and kind of a tilted view at things. It wasn't the kind of standard heroic mould. Thomas Covenant was I don't know if you read the books, but a very strange character. What else do I read? I'm reading at the moment some books by Zelazny, which I'm enjoying, and a series of books by Julian May I read recently, Many Coloured Land and the Golden Talk, which I thought were great. I love them. But I really like to escape when I'm reading a book. I don't like to read about the Depression in the 30s or some kind of social comment on the state of the world today. I know about that. I don't want to read about it in fiction. It's all too real around us. I like my fiction to deal with imagination and glory. It certainly means that I don't have the attitude that some actors have when they come into the programme, that this is a bit of a kids' show, really, and but it's great fun to do. I take it seriously whilst enjoying it. I mean, while you're telling the story, you've got to tell the story. But you can enjoy it at the same time and have fun.
Are the writers on the program television writers, or are they science fiction?
They're television writers. They're all I don't think they've had really many science fiction writers, unless you count, which indeed you should, Douglas Adams. The difference in writing prose fiction and drama, I suspect, is considerable. There are some who can do both, but you don't get many writers who are successful in both those fields, and indeed they may not want to be. But there are some, indeed, yeah.
Okay. Well, I thank you very much.
Nice to talk to you. Bye, viewers.